Hello, this is Bruce, KC1FSZ, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to install the Ampersand AllStar appliance on a Raspberry Pi 4 to create a simple radioless AllStar node. If you're not familiar, Ampersand is an experimental open source project that implements an AllStar node without any dependency on the Asterisk PBX software. This is one of the simplest ways that I know of to get yourself onto the AllStar network. I used an AllScan UCI80 USB audio interface device for my node. The AllScan devices are all very high quality, very easy to configure, and have been tested for compatibility with the Ampersand software. So you're going to need a few things before you get started. First, you'll obviously need the Raspberry Pi with a compatible USB audio interface. I'm using a Pi 4, but this works fine on a Pi 5 as well. The procedure for Pi 3s is a bit different, and I'll demonstrate that in a future video if there's any interest. Next, you'll need a 16 gig SD card. You'll need the Raspberry Pi Imager application version 2.0 or greater. And finally, you'll need an AllStar node number and password. I'm not going to show how to set that up because there are a lot of great videos already that explain this process. I would particularly recommend the Ham Radio Crusader channel on YouTube if you want a good tutorial on getting your AllStar account set up. Okay, let's get started. So first, I put the SD card into my PC, and next I'm going to start up the Raspberry Pi Imager application. This is the tool that we'll use to download the Ampersand image and write it onto the SD card. This application is nice because it also allows us to configure the host name and credentials for the appliance that we're creating. So here on the first screen, I'm going to press App Options on the bottom left, and then I'm going to press Edit next to the content repository. I'm going to select Use Custom URL, and here I'm going to type the following URL. That's assets kc1fsz.net/images.json, and then press apply and restart. That will give us the list of the Raspberry Pi devices that are supported. I'm going to select my Raspberry Pi 4, press next, and it will also give you the list of the Ampersand images that are available for installation. At this point, there's only one. I'm going to select the 0610 image, press next. It's going to ask me to select the USB storage device. This is the SD card device that I plugged into my PC. I'll press next. Next, it's going to ask us to create the host name of the appliance image that we're about to create. I'm just going to call it AMP. It'll ask us for some localization, time zone information. This is all correct in my case. I'm in the Eastern time zone. Next, it will ask me to provide the username and password for the initial account that's created on the appliance. Just to make this easy, I'm going to set a username of AMP, provide a password, select next. This is Wi-Fi configuration. It's asking me to select which Wi-Fi network I want my appliance joined to. Here I'm going to type in my Wi-Fi password, press next. Here it's going to ask me whether I want to support SSH password authentication. I'll say yes to this. And finally, it's going to give me a confirmation screen to start the write of the SD card. So I'll press write, confirm that I'm going to overwrite the SD card, and then wait while it writes the image onto the SD card. So this will take a few minutes, so we'll go on pause here. Okay, we're back, and the verification of the SD card write is just completing. And we now receive our confirmation that the card is complete. So I'm going to press finish here, and I'm going to take the SD card out of my PC and plug it into the Raspberry Pi 4. After you've moved the SD card into the Raspberry Pi, plug in your USB audio interface and plug in the power to the Raspberry Pi. At this point, it'll take a couple minutes. It will go through 2 full reboot cycles while it applies any updates needed to the software. And once you've heard the courtesy tone the second time, you know you're up and running, ready to go. So once your Raspberry Pi has rebooted twice and it's up and running, you're ready to configure Ampersand. Ampersand is used through a web interface, so I'm going to start up a browser on my desktop and type in a URL http:// the name of the host that I assigned to my appliance, AMP in this case, and port 8080. That will bring up a web page that looks like this. This is the Ampersand control homepage. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the configuration tab and type in the credentials that were set up in the AllStar portal. In this case, my node number 672736. I'm going to put in my password, video6. I'm going to enter my call sign. And that should be it. Everything else should default. I'll cover some of the other configuration parameters in a future video, but the defaults should work here. The important thing here is that this is the only configuration that's needed. There are no configuration files or anything else that needs to be set up with Ampersand. When I've set those things, I'm going to go to the bottom of the page and hit the green Save button. I'm now going to go to the Ampersand Home tab. There are some pre-configured favorites at the top of the screen in the green buttons. You can add some more if you'd like. In this case, I'm going to do a audio test using the Ampersand Parrot 61057. So I'm going to push that button right now.
Parrot connected. Stand by. Network test succeeded. Ping time 82 milliseconds. Codec is 16K linear. Ready to record.
Here is KC1FSZ testing 1, 2, 3.
Peak is -5 dB. Average is -22 dB. Level is high. Playback.
Here is KC1FSZ testing 1, 2, 3. Good, so that sounds good. And once we're finished, I'm going to hit the red disconnect button here to drop that connection. And that's it. That's the end of the demonstration. Thanks for watching 73s. This is KC1FSZ.